This video contains harsh language, specifically English. Warning: the following video contains opinions, and they could even be contrary to yours. Please remember that even in the heat of the moment, it's about opinion. If you watch the whole video and you still don't agree with me, well, feel free to sound off in the comments, just don't be a dick about it. Opinionated mates.
Speedrunning is such a cool idea. Memorizing elements of a game, like a huge shopping list, and then executing each of them perfectly for attention. You might get a world record. You might amaze and inspire thousands of people. You might make a joke about gender and be banned from taking part at the next year's events. Oh. It's like that, is it? The awesome Games Done Quick business, I mean charity, speedruns are a highlight of the year for me. But I've noticed a trend in recent years. Hypocrisy and offence. Inability to take banter. No fun allowed. Ever since the owner and creator of the event, Mike Uyama, sold the event to Prevent Cancer Foundation and has been on mysterious sick leave ever since. Typically when people are on sick leave, they're paid money for being sick. So just let that one sink in. Apollo Legend did a great video on that, by the way. It'll be in the cards and description. The point of this video is that I want to give some examples of how Games Done Quick has, over the years, lost its luster. I want to provide an argument that Games Done Quick does no longer care about runs or runners. I want to provide an argument that the runs at the event have become stale, that you can't get a sense of a runner's personality anymore, and that the runs have gone from really entertaining to simply an explanation of techniques used and a bunch of depressing donation readings.
We've got a $10 donation from Anonymous. My father, mother, brother, cat, and uncle's sister's wife died from cancer. This donation goes to kill the animals.
Let's start with a nice example that feeds into a theory I have about AGDQ's hatred of fun. This clip from 2017's AGDQ shows Ben Stevens 56 running Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D all dungeons, and then this little exchange happened.
So normally you have to wait for her to spin around and she does this annoying attack, but if you boomerang her just as she starts the next phase, you can stun her and then use Deku Nuts to kill all of the little jellyfish things.
Did you just assume that Heart's gender?
What was that?
I said, did you just assume that Heart's gender?
Oh my goodness. I was thinking that too. You called me out on it.
What? It's a little bit of banter, making light-hearted fun of people who take great offence to misgendering. The resulting Twitter backlash was intense. Someone would think he murdered a kitten. I have more examples. Private Cinnamon Bun was banned from AGDQ last year, before he could do his run, for wearing a Make America Great Again hat. He didn't though. This exchange then took place, recorded privately.
Alright. We have it specifically in the rules that when you are on stream, you are not to display any political things of any nature.
Okay, I wasn't wearing a hat.
Work. I have a screenshot of it.
I was wearing this hat.
No, we have a screenshot of you wearing a Make America Great hat. You were
I brought him. I didn't make him wear them. This is on me.
No. Nope.
No, don't punish him.
You were on first and final. Give me your done.
Seriously?
You're done.
Alright, fuck you.
What the fuck? This is something I did. Why are you punishing
Doesn't
him?
matter. You gotta follow the rules. You guys, I gotta punch your badges. This is your first and final. Nope, you can keep them. He's on first and final. There's no political affiliation on stream. We represent a charity. They do not associate with anyone politically, period.
He was told he had been seen wearing a MAGA hat, and that there was a screen cap of it, which there wasn't, and apparently showing any political expression of any kind is forbidden at a Games Done Quick event. But why then, for a charity event run to benefit Prevent Cancer Foundation, does the PCF website contain excessive amounts of political commentary on the benefits and wonders of the Barack Obama presidency? There's a hot button topic, politics. So I highly doubt politics is really the issue here. The Twitter account of the staffer who stopped and confronted Private Cinnamon Bun shows clear political bias. Anti-Trump political bias. a butthurt safety coordinator, or was that safe space coordinator? It should be. Private Cinnamon Bun then got unbanned when it became obvious due to the overwhelming evidence available that he wasn't wearing a MAGA hat. Cyberdemon 531 was. Instead, they used the excuse of damaging the PCs belonging to the event, which he did not do. He was wrongly accused and mistreated by the staff at the event. May I remind you that this event is for charity, and it's supposed to be welcoming and accepting of all. But you make a Waluigi joke or two, and some overly defensive nerd chews you out over it.
Hey, none of you guys are funny. If you want to prevent cancer, consider standing out in front of the shuttle that's running in front of the hotel on the hour. Thank you.
And as the announcer, I'll say no. Please, do not do that.
But hey, hot button topics like being transgender are fine if it's pro-trans. Pro Gaming with Ed's Fallout New Vegas stream from AGDQ has a very cringe clip where he uses his girlfriend's trans status to try and achieve some level of respect or congratulations from the audience.
That's my girlfriend Alyssa, and today is a really special day for her. It's the 2-year anniversary of when she started her transition. So could I get a round of applause for her? That's all I have to say about this video game. You can read donations until we arrive.
That's all I have to say about this video game. Wait, but it isn't about this video game. But hey, this was fine, right? There was no punishment, because it was pro-trans. It feels like to me that Pro Gaming with Ed's actions were simply akin to, and I'm not saying this is the same thing, were simply akin to a freak show owner dragging the bearded lady around for entertainment of the masses, no different than public shaming, all to make himself look good and kind in front of the audience. There were over 100,000 people watching that live stream. Did this guy think he wouldn't look like a dickhead for doing this? Not to mention there are many trans people who don't like being outed as trans. No doubt they took great offense to this as well. Game's done quick. No bias though. No, of course not. No pro-trans bias at AGDQ. Which is why trans runners this year have sub-only, slow-mode, highly moderated chats during their runs. Viewers got banned for misgendering, for using the wrong pronouns without even realizing they were. They got banned. May I remind you that this chat was sub-only. These were people who paid for the privilege to chat, and they still got banned for a simple, easy-to-make mistake. If the runner looks like a man, sounds like a man, instinctively you're going to use he. I can't help but notice a trend of this particular bias sweeping into the whole speedrunning scene. Unsurprising then, in a community known for being outraged by the most menial things, like Bonesaw 577's legendary, absolutely legendary run of Jack and Daxter at AGDQ 2016, full of jokes, racial stereotyping, and personal attacks against Owen Wilson and Air Canada for their terrible service. This run is, although quite frankly terrible, unoptimized, it is still an incredibly beautiful thing.
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider?
Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider finds out that a GDQ isn't what it's cracked up to be.
Wow.
I stole it from you, dude.
No, that was just really messed up to say with GDQ staff right there.
I apologize, I did not mean that, and I'm really tired. Stop clapping.
I've broken my nose at least 30 times.
Oh my God. Now that's not cool. I'm sure he's sensitive about his nose.
That's why when you do an impression, you just don't use your nose at all. Because he can't either.
Oh my God. Owen Wilson hates this stream. Click below to find out why.
Can you imagine Owen Wilson just sitting in his Hollywood home?
Oh my!
It's just his wife is asleep and he's sitting up in bed,
Yeah,
just like watching
crying,
this speedrun.
Crying to sleep.
I don't even sound like that.
Yeah. I apologize. Everybody's laughing and having a
I'll
great
never
time,
forgive you. What you've said to me is unforgivable. Wow.
Owen, go to sleep.
My wife snores. I can't sleep.
Oh no! Oh no! What's wrong with her nose?
They were all jet-lagged, and Bonesaw 577 was pissed off. It was entertaining. Exactly the kind of maverick behavior that gets views. This run received major donations, and was well received. And because of this run, Bonesaw was banned from 2017's Games Done Quick events, and was not present at 2018's event either. May I remind you that Bonesaw has been speedrunning for eons, and has been involved with this event since the early days. And he's always been a wild card. That's what makes him so entertaining.
Fuck yes! Fuck yeah! Bitch! Fuck you! Yes! Yes! I did it! 107-20-6! Yes! Fuck!
But step out of line. Even if you're a veteran, nobody will defend you. No fun allowed at GDQ since 2014. By the way, Air Canada weren't even aware what was going on. If GDQ had shut the fuck up, Bonesaw might still be running. Just a thought. I remember when GDQ events were a bunch of nerds having fun, but ideology invaded it, as it does everything. GDQ doesn't give a fuck about speedruns, it doesn't give a fuck about the runners, it only gives a fuck about advertising dollars, it only gives a fuck about profit, it doesn't give a fuck about charity. The bottom line is this: not everyone who donates to charity is a good person. Not everyone who does something for charity is a good person. Good deeds do not absolve you of the blame for bad deeds. Many staff members at Games Done Quick events are people who have acted out of malice, spite, and political ideological bias. Save your money and donate to a charity where the money will reach its destination, not the pockets of the event staff getting paid a salary. I understand that Games Done Quick is exciting and it spurs you on to donate, but that's the whole point. They're spurring you on. Why would they go to that much effort for charity? I'll let Apollo Legend say it better than I ever could.
Because the Prevent Cancer Foundation is a non-profit organization, they are legally required to make their financial information public. For the year starting on July 1st, 2014 and ending on June 30th, 2015, we can see the Prevent Cancer Foundation received over $6 million in revenue, so keep that number in mind while we look at their expenses. First, we see that they spent about $1.8 million on education, $1.1 million on research, and about $1 million on community outreach. This totals 62% of their revenue for the year. Also notice that this is only domestic organizations. The Prevent Cancer Foundation only operates within the United States, so if you live in any other country, none of what they do is going to help you or anyone around you, at least in a direct sense. So where's the rest of your money going? Well, over $550,000 went to the executives of the foundation. Awesome Games Done Quick 2015 brought in over $1.5 million total, which is about 1/4 of the Prevent Cancer Foundation's revenue for the year. This means at Awesome Games Done Quick 2015, we raised almost $130,000 for the executives at the Prevent Cancer Foundation. A lot of this money goes back into Games Done Quick in order to run the event and pay cushy salaries to people like Mike Uyama.
We are Games Done Quick, and 100% of all your donations go directly to the Prevent Cancer Foundation.
It's a funny trick when they say that all this money is going to the Prevent Cancer Foundation, because this is true, but then the Prevent Cancer Foundation turns right back around and pays thousands of dollars to volunteers at Games Done Quick. Then on top of all of this, the event has just become shit in terms of entertainment. Everything is so censored now. It used to be that you could get a feel for a runner's personality during their run, but it's slowly becoming a string of monotone explanations as they keep banning the people who provide the most popular runs. If something doesn't change within the next few years, I guarantee we see another marathon rise to games done quick level, and I hope to see it surpassed.